at SBA, I was the only Black girl to graduate my major. Last year, I went to their senior showcase and saw that things hadn't really changed. There was still one Black girl in the major. And I basically was like, let me mentor you. Because it's representative of this panel, like this is what it looks like for like Black women in the animation industry.
Challenges are just part of like the journey. A lot of us had to like work at our craft, like a lot, like hours and hours.
When you do experience like hardship, it just like gives you just like that much more of a drive to like make your family proud or make yourself proud and like, you know, set certain bars for yourself and like reach them.
Really looking at my art, like seeing where I was struggling and just push myself to get better. And then I really just utilized online to just put all my stuff out on Instagram, blogs, freelancing websites. So it was a bit of a trug, but I eventually got there with a lot of hard work.
Every day is a challenge. Like as an editor, you're gonna work for maybe a week on a cut and you're like really happy with it, really proud of it. And you send it to the client and they're just like, no, this isn't what my vision was. No, take this out. And you're like, but. And no, you just have to make the client happy, but also stick to your personal style and don't lose yourself in the work, but still also do what the client wants. So that's a tricky balance to have as an artist.
I used to put work in my portfolio that I just thought was generally good, that showed that I was a good artist, but not necessarily in the specific style that I want to work in. Like, for example, I like really crisp, really like highly designed, cel-shaded style. But if I don't put that specific style in my portfolio, people won't hire me to do it. I think that's something really important to recognize, that you really got to be selective and specialize with what you put in your work.
When you get interviewed to be a runner, they know that people don't want to stay runners. Mm-hmm. So they ask you, what are your goals? What's your 5-year goal? What's your 10-year goal? You'd still have to grind for about 6 months, 3-6 months, before they gave you your pass to go training. And the great thing is I had built a lot of friends there, and it was easier for us to all go down together, be seen as a group, because that's the most important thing.
Especially in my industry, it's still a very male-dominant industry, whereas tech and also VR, AR is very new, so a lot of people still figuring out. So there's not enough opportunity for people to actually try it out. So for me, part of my role, well, it was never in my job description per se to like, represent, but still, I think I feel responsible for make sure my voice is heard to be part of this project, this product we're working on. Make sure I represent myself and all the community that was not normally represented.
I try to be a champion for others, younger women coming up. I don't think those microaggressions are necessarily avoidable, but it's how we put our art first, our humanity first, and create those worlds that we want to see. But build the kind of organizations and companies where they're a little bit, where some of that doesn't exist.
The exposure is key, I think. You said it. You got all these multiple things working against us. You got the fact that, we're not the ones hiring, you know what I mean? But, and on top of that, we're also less exposed. I've had friends of mine who are teachers, and they're like, hey, can you come to a career day? And I'll come and just say like, hey, I do animation for feature films. And everybody's like, that's an option? And I actually the same way that I reacted to my friend back in high school when he was like, I'm learning how to make video games. And I was like, that makes sense. Somebody's getting paid to do that.
Having kind of an equal opportunity across schools would be ideal, obviously, it goes without saying. If I had had the option to have that class, I might have taken it at that age. And if I had seen other women that looked like me working in this industry, I definitely would have taken it. But visibility is step one, just knowing that this job exists. People that look like you do this job. Don't rule it out. I feel like we're really lacking that visibility in certain schools, because I know I want to go back to my school and bring what I do to them so that they can see this really fun job. I know a lot of people who would have loved to do this job. Really super talented people who didn't know where to go with their talent.
It's so hard finding, especially on the East Coast, other Black women in the industry, especially senior Black women. They're all in LA.
Here you have a film that's being carried by a black actor and your whole animation department, in your department, you got one black animator out of like 70. You might have missed an opportunity to like have some authenticity that you might have had you had more of that influence.
Really connect to deeply what you want to make if you had all the time in the world. And I think that will make everything better for you. Now I'm trying to like be smart about the business side of things so that I'm not overworking myself, so that I do have time left to make personal work, because I'm so much happier when I do that. And then when you are showing that to the world, whether it's Instagram or your website or Twitter, you're going to get more jobs because of that. You'll be happier. People will be seeing like what your like deep artistic soul wants to put out. And then the other part of that, I think, is trying to not compare yourself to everyone else in the industry, which is also very hard with social media.
Something I really struggled with was selecting what work I would take and what work I would turn down. So I think, speaking as a recent grad, maybe at first you're not really sure of your work, and you sort of take anything that comes along, even if it's not right for you, or it doesn't suit your skill set, or it doesn't fit in your timeline. So I think one part, as I gain more experience in the industry, is realizing what kind of work am I really to take on.